Rebecca earned her undergraduate degree at Hampshire College before attending Penn State Law. Rebecca has always had a deep passion for helping others. When she was a student, she helped establish the Penn State Law Veterans and Service Members Legal Clinic, which is thriving still today. After graduation, her interest in advocacy for the underserved led her to California Rural Legal Assistance, a nonprofit program that helps low-income individuals and communities throughout California. A nominator praised Rebecca's intelligence and creativity, saying one of her greatest strengths is her deep empathy for clients and her zealous advocacy that no matter their income, race, nationality, gender, or sexual orientation, they deserve the full protection of the law. Congratulations, Rebecca.
Thank you very much, President Barron. Great schools teach students to become successful professionals. Exceptional schools teach students that education is a privilege, and with that privilege comes the duty to serve others. As a Penn State Law student, I was taught, yes, you can, and yes, you must. During my first year of law school, I learned about the national backlog of veterans' claims. At that time, it was 2012, there were over 600,000 veterans who had applied for disability benefits, and their claims went unanswered. The majority of those backlogged disability claims were from veterans who served in the Vietnam War. As you all know, Vietnam veterans were drafted and they served our country when they were called to duty. But when they got sick and needed help, their claims sat in limbo. Over 600,000 people were patiently waiting for services that they desperately needed. And I knew, of course, I had to do something. During my second year of law school, I saw Dean Houck at a public interest fund fundraiser. And I mustered up enough courage to approach him, and without warning, I pitched to him the idea of a veterans clinic at Penn State Law. And his response was the embodiment of Penn State. Yes, you can, and yes, you must. Dean Houck immediately said, I'd love to talk to you more about this, and let me put you in touch with Justin Bish, who is another law student with the same idea. Justin and I immediately started brainstorming ideas for a clinic. We researched the national backlog and how it was impacting veterans in Pennsylvania. We wrote proposals and met with local Veterans Affairs offices. We started talking to professors and students. And every step of the way, Penn State faculty and staff told us, yes, you can, and yes, you must. In 2012, the Veterans and Service Members Legal Clinic was just a dream that 2 law students held close to their heart. But because of the guidance from Penn State faculty and staff, especially Professor Foreman and Dean Houck, the Veterans and Service Members Legal Clinic now has 6 students, 2 RAs, and 1 volunteer attorney, is run by Professor Vollmer, who brings 18 years of aggressive litigation experience to the service of veterans, and has effectively served 26 clients, winning more than $1 million in benefits for veterans in 3 short years. That's incredible. But none of that would have been possible but for Penn State telling its students, yes, you can, and yes, you must. After graduating from Penn State, I immediately started working with low-income individuals and families. At California Rural Legal Assistance, I have the distinct privilege of serving rural, low-income Californians. I work with women who are single mothers who are threatened with evictions if they won't have sex with their landlords, workers who have their wages stolen from them, and who live under threat of losing their jobs if they stand up, and children who are denied a fair education because of their national origin and their race. But a big part of my job is telling my clients that I believe in them, that yes, they can stand up for themselves, and as their attorney, I'll be right next to them every step of the way. My professional achievements are the direct result of the incredible education that I received at Penn State. Thank you, of course, to the Alumni Association for honoring young graduates tonight. I'd like to give my heartfelt thanks to Dean Hauk, Professor Foreman, Professor Vollmer, and Dean Osofsky for your dedication to students, veterans, and our community. A special thanks to Justin Bish, a dear friend, colleague, and lawyer who embodied service. Justin could not be with us tonight because he is deployed overseas with the military. Most importantly, I'd like to honor my parents, Jill Buckley and Michael Stein, who taught a goofy little girl from a working class community that nothing was impossible and dreams could be reality. Thank you.